I want to do a little video here on this telemaster I built. I was looking on YouTube for little foam telemasters, something that we could build and out of foam and fly around that would be cheap and inexpensive and a good little trainer. I didn't find much there. I found a few foamies, but nothing small and nothing that really looked nice, in my opinion. Not to say they weren't decent, but I wanted something that looked really similar to the real thing. So anyway, so I came up with this. What I did is I have an 8-footer, if you've seen any of my other videos, and I took all the measurements off the big one, the overall length, the height here, the overall width of the wing, the length of the wing. I took all those measurements and then divided everything by 3 and came up with this. Other than I made the original one. I've been working on several different little configurations here to figure it out. And the original one ended up being 20 inches long because the 8-footer has a 5-foot or 60-inch fuselage. So I divided it by 3 and got 20, but I found that it was pretty pitchy when you flew it. It flew pretty well, other than it's real pitchy. So with this one, this is my second version, I added 2 inches to the overall length of the fuse, and it seemed to correct that problem. So anyway, I'll explain a little more about the setup, power setup, and all that I have, and we'll go from there. Okay, I'm back. Alright, so I was getting into the power setup and everything that I'm running in this little plane here. So we'll start with the motor prop. The motor is a Supo 2204-14. It's basically a 55 watt, I believe is what it is, or a 250 size park motor. I'm running a 7x6 prop. The battery that I run in, it sits right here, and it's a 2-cell 330 milliamp little battery. The speed control is a little 10 amp budget 10 amp ESC. The receiver that I'm running, I run the Futaba 7C transmitter, and this is one I got from Hobby King. It's the Free Sky version, little 4-channel micro receiver. It bound right up. I had no problems with it, and so far I'm real happy with it. It has good range, and it works great. Now servos, aileron servo is a, these are all 5-gram little micro servos. I'm running one for the aileron split, and then underneath here I'm running 2, one for the rudder, one for the elevator. The electronics I picked up, all of this stuff from rcplanebuilder.com is where I got all of the electronics for this particular plane, including the landing gear. This is micro landing gears, little carbon fiber rod, and some micro landing gear, and some 1 and 3/4 inch tires, which I'm going to be swapping out here soon. I'm going to go with 2-inch tires for landing on the little rougher surfaces like gravel and whatnot. So I don't know what else to tell you about it. It's I ended up making this fuselage 22 inches long. It's 2 inches wide. The wing is 30 inches by a 6-inch cord. 6-inch cord. I used some carbon fiber for little struts. I wanted to make it look as realistic to the telemaster, the original, as I could, just because I just really like the telemaster. It's a great plane. I made this little hatch, obviously, to cover up the battery compartment. It just goes up here with a little stick. It goes up into the little hole I made, and then I have a little carbon fiber rod going through the fuselage with the rubber band. Loop it back over, and there it is. It won't come off. I would definitely recommend the prop saver. This little 250 size part has a built-in prop saver. plenty of power. So it seems to fly. You know what's amazing to me about this little plane, and I just can't get over it, is how similar this thing flies to my 8-footer. It's so close to how it flies. It's amazing. It's really cool. So anyway, I'm going to build another wing for this. I'm going to play around with this design. I really like it. I just did the basic KF airfoil. I just right on. This is a CG right here, which is, I think it was 1 3/4 inch back. Is what the math ended up calculating out to. So I just took the foam board and folded it over, and it gave me a little KF airfoil, and it gave me a nice line to go to when I need to balance this plane out for the CG. So it worked out really good. I put a little micro telemaster on there if you can see it. So anyway, I'm going to make a flight video of this. I'm thinking about doing a build video for you guys because it is such a fun little plane. And this is a Dollar Tree foam board. I forgot to mention that. So it's paper covered. You can paint it. It's strong. It's stronger than Depron. Depron seems a lot more brittle, where this is actually pretty stout board. It works real good, and it's fairly light. It's a little heavier than Depron, but it works real well. But anyway, I would like to say that I was thinking about making a build video for you guys in case somebody wanted to put one of these together for their kid or for just a simple little fun park flyer. I let my oldest son fly this last night, and he seemed to like it. So I'm going to get some flight video footage of it too here in the next day or so for you guys, and we'll go from there. So anyway, if you have any questions or would like to know any more details on this, post your comment and your question and I'll answer you.